Two, what's up? This preacher going on out here on my little Traeger grill. Put me on a big old beef brisket that I'm smoking. Gonna be about a good 8 hours. So anyway, it's not gonna be done until about 11 o'clock tonight. Or I may just slow it up so it'd be done about 6 o'clock in the morning, something like that. But so the trailer that I rented, I posted up a video about that before, and that it needed some slack adjusters on it. It turns out the three new slack adjusters that was on it, I had the trailer for about a day, and I noticed it wasn't braking right. So doing my pre-trip, like you're supposed to be doing, I noticed that the brakes needed to be adjusted. So it should need to be adjusted with some, especially with some brand new slack adjusters. But I was up on the load, and I couldn't even deliver the load because I had to reschedule the appointment for Walmart. Right. So that took a whole week. So I was able to get it off on Wednesday. I was able to get it off. So after I then got the load off on Wednesday, I was like, man, these brakes just ain't right. So on my way coming back home from delivering the load, I'm like, these brakes is just not right. These slack adjusters, it's not working. Now, when you do lease these trailers and rent these trailers, okay, once you take it off their lot, everything else is on you. Okay, this is not a full maintenance lease, so everything is on me. Right? So I had the responsibility to make sure everything was right. That's why when I saw it before I took it, they made sure they put on slack adjusters. So it go on Thursday. I said, well, let me get up under there and see what's going on. So I get up under there, and I'm looking at my slack adjusters, and I know that the one of the pins came out of the rod. So I'm like, man, why does this pin come out? So I tried to pull it and line it back up, and I was struggling to line it back up, and it should not be like that. So I was like, well, let me go to the parts store. It was not even a mile away. It's like a quarter of a mile away. So I went over to the parts store, and it was asking for another pin. Then I was like, well, do y'all got time today to look at my slack adjusters, because it shouldn't be like that, and the pin shouldn't have came out. He said, well, it may just need a pin. I said, yeah, but what caused the pin to come out? They brand new, so the pin should not be coming out like that. So I said, just look at them and check and make sure that they're right, because I don't think that they are right. I said, I don't have no brakes. I only got one wheel that is braking right, and slack adjuster is right. And that was the one that on the slack adjuster that needed to be, that did not need to be replaced. The other three needed to be replaced. So the other three wheels, the brakes are not working. I said, so yeah, just check it out. So when I brought it in and they checked it out, and they said that, well, the reason why your other three brakes are not working, because those slack adjusters are the wrong ones for the trailer. I'm like, you is killing me, right? Okay, so the mechanic the guy had to come out there and fix the trailer put on the wrong slack adjusters. So that's why I wasn't having any brakes. So I was like, well, okay, let's forget it. Let's just go ahead and just get it fixed, right? Let's get it fixed. They had one, but then they didn't have the other two. And then they was talking about, because it's Memorial Weekend, here it is Thursday, that they ain't gonna get it in until Tuesday. I said, no, I can't wait that long now. I can't wait that long. You know, Walmart already took a week. Then I can't take off like another 6 days on top of all that. You know what I'm saying? And then I got my insurance that is due on the 26th, and that is $2,000 for the insurance on my authority. So I'm like, no, I can't wait that long. You know, I said, so do y'all have another shop, another location that have it? He looked, and they did have another location down in Miami. So I was like, well, okay, how about I drive to Miami and pick up those parts, and y'all do it Friday? He said, yeah, well, we could do it Friday. I said, okay, like, no problem. So then I drove down there Friday morning. I picked up the parts, bought the parts back. They started putting everything on. Then they were like, "Well, you need cam bushings too." I said, "Well, I kind of figured I needed some cam bushings because when I was under there, and when I was over by the cams, uh, I moved it and it was moving like really, really easy, and it should not be moving like that, right?" So I said, "Well, I kind of figured that." So I wasn't worried about that because those cam bushings and the parts and everything like that for it, it's really not that much. And they already buy it and they don't have to take the wheel off. So it's not like it was that much more money. So I was expecting probably like 200, $300 for it. So then they was able to do two. And it was like for the other, where the other slack adjuster is, it's going to be time pretty soon, within probably like enough 6 or 7 months. So I was like, okay, well, cool. I'll wait a month or so, and I'll come back and just have them go ahead and do the other two that I've got, so that way it's ready to go. But this one of the things that I'd be like, when I try to tell people, okay, when you get out here with your own authority, don't get out here, and you don't have no money for all these kind of stuff. Okay, don't get out here and you don't have no money for the stuff. Now I did all that extra work on my truck to make sure it was road ready and everything, and that cost me 2,600 to make sure my truck was road ready and everything like that, fix all the little problems. And now this trailer is gonna cost me about the same thing, about 2,600 to get everything I need for this trailer to get this road ready. So that was basically another $5,200 on top of the 17,000 I already spent get my authority. So yeah, you gotta have some money if you're getting out here. And I do have the money to pay for my insurance that's due on the 26th. But I was just spending so much money out of my pocket, and it's the unknown. Okay, the trailer has brand new tires on it, brand new brakes. My truck has brand new tires, brand new brakes, and that's full. So all my little repair issues should be done. And of course, I got money for fuel, and I got money for hotels. I got money for just in case of tow. So I still do have some money to operate with as well. Now I tell everybody, listen, don't get out here like I did, because you got to remember, I've been booking my own loads for 4.5 years, and I had contracted freight before. I just contacted the people who I had contracted freight with before, and I signed another contract, but that don't start until the middle of September is when that started. Right now, the place where I deliver to, they only doing 2 loads per month right now. So I'm gonna be doing those 2 loads per month so far until the middle of September. But it's always like that. It's because it stops at the end of April. So between May until the middle of September, I was doing freight off the load boards, which was fine because I still was making plenty of money throughout that time as well. So it's the same thing like now. And no, I haven't been having any problems with finding any loads so far. I just been having problems being on the road because I had to take a whole week just for Walmart. And now this trailer, and it comes down to this Memorial weekend, I can't find no loads because nobody is really here in Florida anyway. Nobody's really doing any loads worth taking. So I was like, well, okay, cool. I can get started next week, Tuesday. It's not a big problem, and things like that. I actually got 2 loads that I'm looking at right now for next week, Tuesday. Gonna get me up here to the area that I like to run as well. So that's what's been going on with me and how my authority been going since my first load with my authority. So it's all good and dandy. These little hiccups at first, but I was prepared for it, and I knew that's why I had the money for it. Just being prepared, and I know I've been out here for a good minute. And like I said, I've been booking my own loads for 4.5 years. I've been running the same areas for 4.5 years. I didn't establish relationships with some of these brokers that is willing to work with me because they've been working with me for the last 4.5 years, and they normally wouldn't work with a new authority. But because they've been working with me They was like, hey, we'll give you a couple loads, see how you doing. So they're just not gonna tell me no. They did say that they'll give me a couple loads, and they're gonna be short distance loads, under 500-mile loads. And I was like, well, I'm cool with that. You know, I can do 1 day loads and things like that. So that's what I like to do anyway, is 1 day loads. So that's good. And then I have set up my factoring. I got my fuel cards and stuff already set up. So I'm good. I got a $3,500 limit on my fuel card. It's a TCS fuel card. So all that is pretty much is good. And then I do have a EFS fuel card as well. So I got 2 fuel cards that I use, and I got a TSD fuel card, a prepaid card that I use as well to save up, and I got Mud Flat as well. So I got like 4 that I can use starting off to save on fuel and things like that. So, but that's how it's going. I'm just at the house now. I got to pick this up. See, my daughter, her pool that she had and stuff like that. See my grass, it needs to be mowed and everything, but I ain't finna be worried about that. Not finna do that now. But hey, I hope y'all have a nice Memorial weekend. And next week, Tuesday, when I start getting out on this road, I'm gonna be off for about 3.5 weeks. The contracted load that I have to do that on the 23rd of June. So I'm going to be out on the road until the 23rd. And I picked the load up on the 23rd, but then I deliver it on the 24th. So I'm just going to make my way on back, and that's when I'll be back home on the 24th after I delivered that load. So I'm going to be out for a good month because I got to buy a trailer. I'm renting a trailer now, but I'm also going to be buying a trailer, and I wanted to go ahead and make enough money so I can go ahead and buy a trailer. I done found like 8 of them so far that I could get that's within my budget. That's what I'm trying to get. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to stay out till I have enough money to buy a trailer, so that way when I do start this here load with the other company, I'm actually is going to leave the trailer there, the rented trailer there, and I'm going to actually go from there, do a power only up to Indiana to pick up my other trailer that I'm actually going to buy, because I'm going to leave a trailer there so it'd be preloaded, and so I only have to just pick it up. So that's the plan. That's the plan. That's why I was going to do the rented trailer, because the rented trailer, I have to return that back in May 14th next year, but that's around about the time that the season be ending as well. So that's the plan that going forth though. That's what I'm going to be working on, things like that. But y'all have a happy Memorial Day. I'll talk to y'all later.